should you take domestic cases, infidelities, and cheating heart cases as a private investigator? Hi, this is Larry Kaye with ShadowAnyone.com. I'm the creator of the Investigator's Ultimate Guide series, which is premium private investigator from someone who's been there and done that. Oh, this week, let me tell you, been there, done that. I tried so hard when I was starting out not to take domestic cases, not to work infidelity cases, and just did not work out great for me. Now, kind of in that vein of everything happens for a reason, let me share with you, there's some things that went well for me about that. So what would happen is I first got into business and I was pretty decent at the marketing side. You know, I have the investigators or the How to Make Money as a Private Investigator book. It's essential tips and tactics and tricks to, I don't think tricks, tips and tactics to guaranteed to increase your sales. So I came into this business pretty good at marketing. So my phone started ringing pretty quickly, right away. And for the first 3 months, I kept turning down infidelity cases, domestic cases, and just couldn't do it anymore. I needed that income to come in. I needed cash flow. The first 3 months, I would call my state association and say, hey, I'm going to send somebody over or send people over just to let you know where they're coming from. And I would tell them, hey, call the state association, tell them who sent you, and they'll give you a referral to someone. The nice thing was I became very popular with my state association right away because I was doing the hard part. I was getting the clients, but then I was just handing it over to them. But it did put me in a good, generous position with them to start out. Problem is, I needed to pay the bills. Very quickly, it became apparent to me that I was going to have to take these domestic cases just to make ends meet until I built up a client base of repeat, usually I can tell you law firms. And I had read a book when I had started out decades ago, way out of date, not super helpful. I might even don't even worry about it now. But one of the things they said was law firms are your bread and butter. Concentrate on law firms. And I made the mistake of not doing that starting out. Eventually, I did market to law firms. I picked them up. A lot of that I picked up initially through offering them process serving, which is something that they need. And then I would get cases from them as well. But taking domestic cases, should you take them? Well, honestly, if you need the money and you can do it well, and a lot of times that involves surveillance, take the case. If you're going to be the right investigator for them, take the case if you need the money, if you need to do it, at least until you branch out into other things. Downsides to domestics, there are two. The smaller one is that you have to market to them every single time. So when you get a law firm, once you get hired by a law firm, that's your client to lose. They don't want to find another investigator. They don't want to mess around with that. You've marketed to them. You sell them one time and they buy from you over and over again, right? They use your services. With domestics, every single one, you got to get in front of them, you got to market, and you got to bring in a new client every single time. That's a downside. The bigger downside is you have to educate your client over and over again every time with domestics. Again, when you're working with law firms or you're working workers' compensation things, they're pros. Even repos and banks and that, they know what they want. They know what to expect. They know what you can and can't do. And if there's any doubt, you've worked with them, on your first case or two, getting all the wrinkles ironed out of that. Domestics, every single time you got to train them, teach them what's going on and what to reasonably expect, because they come to you with these television and movie ideas of what you can do, and they're going to be disappointed. Even when you bring them what you and we professional investigators know is great video, great evidence of whatever their thing they might need, they may be dissatisfied that for a variety of reasons. You may get 45 seconds of a woman's husband making out in a parking lot with a woman, and she's upset that it took you 4 hours of surveillance to get 45 seconds worth of video. So set the expectations of your domestic clients if you decide to take them. My fellow pros out there, I know this is a kind of sometimes a hotly debated topic in our industry. Feel free to weigh in, put in the pros and cons that you think about these things to help people who are learning or coming into the industry kind of sharpen the edge on their game. In the meantime, this is Larry Kaye with ShadowAnyone.com. Remember, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.